You come in from the rain completely soaked, and so is your favorite leather jacket or bag. You check the care tag to see how to treat it, and it reads, leather specialist only. Your heart sinks and you're thinking to yourself, did I just completely ruin my favorite piece? Well, you're not about to spend $100 at the cleaners, but the good news is most leather can be saved at home. Leather is a natural organic material, which means it's vulnerable. And when it gets soaked, the fibers begin to swell, the structure can weaken, and mold can start growing fast if it's left in a dark or humid environment like your closet. But don't worry, if you guys act quickly, you can easily save it. And if you've waited a little bit longer than you should have, I have a few tricks up my sleeve to revive your leather as well. My name is Evan with Leather Honey, so let's jump right in. First of all, if your leather item is completely soaked, like after a heavy rain, we want to start by removing everything inside of your bag, jackets, or boots, because if there's anything left in or around your leather, that moisture may pull it out and stain your leather. So gently blot the leather with a clean, dry cloth and don't rub. You guys just want to blot to absorb as much moisture as possible. Now after that, you can fill your bag or shoes with recycled paper, or even better, a clean towel that will be able to absorb the moisture rather than let the bacteria feed on all of that leather. Then let it air dry at room temperature. Never use a hot hairdryer or place your leather near a heater, as that can cause shrinking, warping, and even cracking over time. Now, I can't stress this enough. Avoid putting damp leather in a closet, drawer, or any sealed container, because when moisture gets trapped in an enclosed space without any airflow, it creates the perfect environment for mold and mildew to grow. The reality is that leather is porous, so it can absorb that moisture, and once moisture sets in, mold sets in. It can stain the leather, weaken it, and even make it smell pretty musty, making it embarrassing to wear around your friends or family. Rather, let leather fully air dry in a well-ventilated area before storing it to prevent long-term damage and smell. If only part of your leather got wet, like a splash or a light rain, we still want to immediately dab out all of the water that we can so that it doesn't create those issues. For more delicate, unprotected leathers like aniline leather, water spots can form, so this is really important. This is because water spots form as water evaporates and it pulls dirt and natural oils from the leather's surface into one concentrated area. So that's what leaves behind that visible stain. So to fix that, we can actually very lightly re-wet the leather panel, or even the whole leather piece if needed, with just a little even layer of moisture to help the leather dry evenly. That's going to prevent those concentrated spots from forming by allowing the dirt and oils to redistribute uniformly as it dries. Another useful trick is to clean the entire leather panel or the whole leather piece with a leather safe cleaner. We shamelessly promote Leather Honey Leather Cleaner because it works great, especially in this scenario. And then we just want to let it dry evenly. This not only helps prevent water stains, but it also helps hide those that have already tried to set in. Now, once your leather is completely dry and not any time before, we want to go ahead and apply our Leather Honey leather conditioner. This is going to restore the softness and flexibility. Water strips natural oils and the conditioning helps bring them back. And that's why using our Leather Honey leather conditioner not only conditions your leather, but it also protects it from spills and even light rain. But what if you didn't act as fast as you should have? This is the mold scenario. We're all familiar with mold on bread or fruit. It's gross, but we just toss it and move on. But when it comes to leather, mold shows up on a beautiful, expensive leather jacket or bag. That's a different story. And you're not just gonna throw it away. Leather is an investment and it's expensive. It often has sentimental value. And the good news is, in many cases, it can be saved. Well, I can't tell you how many stories I have personally heard when people go to grab their leather jacket and for whatever reason, their jacket is covered in mold and they have no idea why. All the while, they actually never properly dealt with it after getting it wet last season. Mold on leather can be discouraging. even a little alarming, right? And whether it's a jacket left damp in the closet or boots forgotten in storage, maybe it's a leather bag that got caught in a storm, mold and musty smells are more common than people think. But the good news, like I keep saying, with the right steps, there's often a safe path to recovery, even for pieces that you may have thought were completely ruined. The first thing is to get the leather item outside. Mold can release spores, and it's best to handle it in a fresh environment where those particles can't settle into your living space. It's also a good idea to wear a face mask when cleaning mold from leather, since disturbing those spores again can release them into the air and potentially irritate your lungs. You don't need to over scrub or handle it aggressively at this stage, just a gentle brush off of any visible growth with a damp disposable cloth or paper towel. Again, just make sure you're not pushing too hard to damage the leather's surface. Once the leather surface is clear of any mold, we suggest giving it a proper cleaning with Leather Honey Leather Cleaner. It's specifically designed to cut through the mold residue without harming the leather itself, and it's gentle enough for repeated use if necessary. This is a really important step, not just for the appearance of your leather, but also to remove any leftover organic material that mold thrives on. So after cleaning, allow the leather to dry completely. But guys, do not put it in direct sunlight, because it may seem like a quick fix here, but it can cause the leather to dry out too fast and lead to cracking or fading. And what you guys are actually aiming for is a gradual, even drying process. So once it's fully dry, now it's your cue to restore it with a deeply penetrating leather conditioner. Once again, we passionately suggest our Leather Honey Leather Conditioner. Cleaning, even done gently, can leave leather thirsty and ready to crack. So this step not only revives the softness and the flexibility of your leather, but it also helps protect the leather from future moisture-related damage. It's like giving your leather a fresh new start. Now, let's talk about something that lingers even after the mold is gone. The smell. Musty, sour, stubborn mold odors can hang on even after visible mold has been cleaned away. And if you've already used Leather Honey Cleaner and let the piece air out, but the scent still lingers, there may be a few things that you can try. One method is to leave the item in a breathable garment bag or closed container with odor absorbers nearby. Things like baking soda or activated charcoal that can pull the smell out over several days. You guys just want to make sure that nothing comes in contact with the leather itself. Now, if the scent remains, sometimes a second round of cleaning, maybe a little bit more thorough of places you may have missed, could be crucial to get rid of that smell. You definitely want to follow that up once again with our Leather Honey Leather Conditioner to bring everything back into balance. The conditioning step matters just as much after deodorizing, since oftentimes odor absorbers can also pull moisture from the leather. In most cases, when the leather feels a little mushy, the smell is sour or acidic, or maybe black mold has penetrated deeply into the leather, guys, the damage may be permanent, but that's more rare when it comes to this type of stuff. Often what looks and smells like the end is actually just an invitation to care more intentionally. And with the right tools, some patience, and a process built around gentle, effective leather care, your piece can still have a second life. No one wants to deal with mold, I understand, but it doesn't have to mean the end of your leather. It's just the beginning of a little extra care, and sometimes that's what makes the piece a little bit more meaningful down the line. Remember that Leather Honey is non-toxic, which means it's safe for your family and pets, as well as the environment. Additionally, it's pH balanced, which means that it's going to be safe for your leather. Lastly, we've done everything that we can to make Leather Honey accessible, affordable, and easy to use. As a thank you guys for watching, you can get 20% off and free shipping at leatherhoney.com when you use this code at checkout. It's our way of helping you restore and protect your leather the right way. You now have the tools and knowledge to bring it back. And when in doubt, Leather Honey has your back. Remember that leather is forever with Leather Honey.